Welcome to Form 1 Mathematics, DLP, Chapter 1 Rational Number, 1.2 Basic Arithmetic Operation Involving Integers. This subtopic will be divided into two parts. For the first part, by the end of this lesson, as a student, you can add and subtract positive and negative number using materials and number line. The second one is multiply and divide positive and negative number using materials and number line. Okay, in primary school, you already learned how to add and subtract whole number. Now that you know that integers have positive and negative, actually positive and negative are opposite of each other. Okay, so we are going to learn while we are doing some activity for this part of the lesson. So before we start, I'm going to use red circle as a negative and a green circle as positive. Okay, before we proceed, when there is a pair of a negative integer and a positive integer of a same number, for example, -1 and 1, when they are together, it is known as a zero pair because they cancel out each other. Sometimes we do need the zero pair in our calculation, either by adding them into the calculation or taking them away. When we do that, it doesn't change the final value. Okay, for example, if you look at the bottom here, I have two red circles which represents -2. Now if I add a zero pair, which is the value of 0, it doesn't change the -2. Now if I add another one, it still doesn't change the value of -2. It is still -2 because these two cancel out each other. Now let's look at what we are going to do. Alright, we are going to learn how to add integers using materials and number line. So there are 4 cases for adding integers. So the first one is a positive integer plus a positive integer. Okay, for example, positive 5 plus positive 3. Alright, positive 5 means that I need 5 green circles. And then positive 3 means I need 3 green circles. After that, adding means that we will group them together. So when we group these two numbers together, we have a total of 8 green circles, which is positive 8. Now let's look at how to represent them on number line. We're going to start at 0 and then move to the right until we get positive 5. And then from there, we move another 3 because positive is to the right side. In the end, I landed at positive 8. Second scenario is when a negative integer plus add a negative integer. So for example, -3 add -6. So -3 means that I need 3 red circles, and then -6 means I need 6 red circles. Plus means I need to group them together, and when I group them together, I get -9. Okay, on number line, we'll start at 0. We are going to go 3 to the left. And then we're going to go 6 more to the left. And we are landed at negative 9. Third scenario is positive integer plus negative integer. For example, positive 4 plus negative 3. So positive 4 means I need 4 green circle. Negative 3 means I need 3 red circle. Now remember when I tell you that if a positive meets a negative, it will become 0 pair. So in the material, you see that there are 3 sets of 0 pair. So because this one doesn't add any value, we're going to take them away. Now we are going to left them with 1 green circle, which is positive 1. Alright, on number line, we are going to start at 0, move 4 to the right. From there, okay, negative 3 means move 3 to the left. And finally, we are going to be at positive 1. The last scenario is negative integer plus positive integer. It may sound same, but if we look previously, it is a positive plus negative. Positive first, negative is the second integer. Now this one is the first integer is a negative, the second integer is a positive. So let's look at this one. Negative 2 plus positive 6. Negative 2 means 2 red circles. Positive 6 means 6 green circle. So if you look carefully, we got 2 sets of 0 pair. And because this doesn't add value, we're going to take them away. And now we have finally left with positive 4. Let's look at how to represent it on number line. We start at 0, go to the left 2, and then we are going to, from there, go to the right 6. And finally, we are at positive 4. Next, we are going to look to how to subtract integers using materials and number. Okay, let's look at the first scenario where there is enough to take away. Okay, so we are going to look at one example, positive 5 minus positive 2. Positive 5 means I need 5 green circle. Minus subtract means we're going to take 2 of the green circle away, which represent positive 2. Finally, we are left with positive 3. Now let's look at number line. Okay, on the number line, we're going to start at 0 and move right 5 times. And then minus or subtract means to take to be on the opposite. So we're going to go to the opposite direction of positive 2, which is to the left side. Alright, finally we are at positive 3. We are going to look at if there is not enough to take away and the integers are in opposite signs. Okay, for example, positive minus negative integer. So for example, positive 2 minus negative 4. So positive 2 means 2 green circle. And I'm going to take away 4 red circle. But if you look at the materials, we don't have red circle. So this is the time where we are going to add the zero pair. Remember, zero pair doesn't changes the value. So I'm going to add enough so that I can take away 4 red circle. Right, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I have 4 red circles. I'm going to take them away. Okay, it is left with 6 green circles. Let's look at how to represent them on number line. Starts at 0 and move 2 to the right. Minus means the opposite of -4, which is going to the right side, another 4. And we are landed at +6. Again, this is the situation where there's not enough to take away, but this time the integer are in the same sign, which means negative minus negative. So let's see, -3 minus -5. So -3 is 3 red circles, and I need to take away 5 red circles. The problem is there is not enough red circles to be taken away. So I need to add until I can take away 5 red circles. So 1, 2. So now I have enough of 5 red circles and take them away. Now it is left with 2 green circles, so +2. On the number line, we'll start at 0 and to the left 3. And we are going to go to the opposite direction of -5, which is to the right side. Finally, we are at +2. Alright, for our conclusion, if we're adding integers, positive integers will move to the right and the negative integers will move to the left. Now if we are subtracting, okay, after the first integer, you will see minus means to take away, okay, or if it's on the number line, it means to go opposite direction of the sign. So if it's a positive sign, we are going to go to the left. If it's a negative sign, we are going to go to the right. Now we are going to continue with multiplying integers with material and number line. In primary school, you already learned how to multiply and how to divide whole number. Again, we are going to do some activity while we are learning, and it is still the same. Positive with green circle and the negative with a red circle. Okay, like adding and subtracting, we are going to look at different scenarios involving different pairs of integer. Now the first scenario will be a positive integer multiply with a positive integer. Okay, if it's a multiply, the way we read this multiplication will be 3 groups of 2, means that I need 3 groups. In each group there are 2 positive, means green circle. So this we have +6. On the number line, we start at 0. We are going to look at +2, which means travel 2 to the right. And then we are going to look at +3, which means it will be repeated 3 times. So we already do it once, 2, 3, and we are landed at positive 6. Second scenario is a positive integer multiply a negative integer. Remember, this will be read as 2 groups of 3. Means that I need 2 groups. In each group, I have 3 red circles. So I have a total of 6 red circles, which is negative 6. On number line, we are going to start at 0. And then negative 3 means travel 3 to the left. And we are going to do it 2 times. So we already done it once. Now we do it another one. And our final answer is negative 6. The third scenario is a negative integer multiply with a positive integer. Previously, it's positive integer multiply with negative integer. Right. This will be read as 2 groups, which each of them has 3 circles. So 2 groups, and I need 3 green circles. But if you notice, there's a negative 2 at the front, which means it is the opposite of the positive 3. So I'm going to change it to be red color. In total, now I have a negative 6. On number line, we start at 0 and travel 3 to the right. And we are going to do it 2 times. And because there is negative, we are going to find the opposite of positive 6, which is negative 6. The last scenario for multiply integers is a negative integer multiply negative integer. So for example, negative 2 multiply with negative 3. Alright, we need 2 groups. Each group has 3 red circles. There is negative at the front here, so means the opposite of red, which is the green. So in total, I have 6 green circles, which is positive 6. On number line, we start at 0 and we move 3 to the left, and we are going to do it 2 times. And because we have negative, we're going to find the opposite of negative 6, which is positive 6. Okay, now let's look at divide. If you can remember, the first number is dividend or the starting point on number line. The second number is known as a divisor or how many groups. And the final is quotient or the final answer. Now if we are going to see negative in our example. So what does it mean by negative in this situation? The first number is known as negative number. So the usual green or red circle. And then the second in negative represents, is it the opposite? Okay, the opposite. But we are going to do the opposite towards the end after we have done dividing them. Okay, let's look at some scenario. So the first case is where the positive integer divides with positive integers. So for example, positive 6 divides positive 2. So positive 6 means I need 6 green circles, and I need to divide them into 2 groups. Finally, I have 3 green circles per group. On the number line, instead of starting at 0, we are going to start at positive 6. And then we are going to move towards the 0. Now I need 2 jumps. So 1 jump and 2 jumps towards the 0. Each jump will be 3. Alright, the second scenario is when a positive integer divides with negative integer divide with positive integer. So for example, negative 6 divides with positive 2. So negative 6 means I need 6 red circles, and I'm going to divide them into 2 groups. Each group will have 3 red circles. Alright. On number line, we are going to start at negative 6, and I need to make 2 jumps. Each jump is 3. The next one is a positive integer divides with negative integers. So positive 6 divide with negative 2. So positive 6 means 6 green circles. Dividing them into 2 groups. Now there is a negative at negative 2. So the opposite of the green circle, which is the red. So finally I have 3 red circle, which is negative 3. Okay, on number line, we're going to start at positive 6. Okay, make 2 jumps. Okay, and each jump is actually 3. But because there is a negative, means that it is on the opposite. Okay, the opposite. So I'm going to reflect them. And each jump is 3. Finally, we are going to see negative integer divide with negative integers. So for this example is negative 6 divides with negative 2. Right, negative 6 means 6 red circles. Dividing them into 2 groups. And then I need the opposite of the red one. So it will be green. So opposite of green, I get 3 green circles in each group. So positive 3. On number line, we're going to start at negative 6. Alright, and then I make 2 jumps. And then because there is negative, I need to find the opposite, which is by reflecting them. And each jump consists of 3. So it is a positive 3. Now with all the negative and positive going on, actually when you multiply or divide, this is what you get. And this is how I remember them. Alright, I'm going to represent positive as the good guy or the good girls. Okay, the good human. And I'm going to represent the negative as the bad human. Okay, when 2 good humans meet each other, okay, when the 2 good humans meet each other, they are going to be good. Okay, they are good. However, when there is a bad human influences the good human, okay, if you see there is a negative, they're going to turn bad. Now, when two bad humans are together and they regret their bad doings, okay, they repent and turn into good human. Okay, this is how I remember my final answer. Is it a positive or is it a negative? Right? For more, you can try to do exercises from your textbook 1.2a on page 8 and 1.2b on page 10. Okay, until then, I see you in the second part. Bye for now.